Now we're going to go into the second component of the strength part of the protocol. The first component is done between weeks 1 and week 8 for all age groups. Let me make that clear. We then go into a second round, which is done in the older age group from about 12 years and onwards, and that you run through from about 8 weeks right through to the end of the season. The first part of the protocol, younger age group, they can continue with that right through the season. Really important for you to understand why, because younger kids, 9, 10, 11 years of age, really got to be careful with doing one leg stuff and overloading tissue structures too much. So once they get into the older age group, we then take them to the next level. Now the next level of exercise is to go into a one leg squat. So the first exercise that you would do is a one leg squat. You really got to make sure that the player has good control and that the squat is done nice and controlled. You don't want the leg to collapse inwards. So it's really, really important for you to focus on that as coaches and as players, that your leg is not collapsing, that it's a nice straight motion, nice symmetry between your hip, your knee and your toes. If I do it side on, don't ever lunge or squat beyond the front of your foot. So sit back, get your bottom working, come back up nice and straight. And you would repeat that 10 times. I'll show you again from the front. Nice and controlled. I don't mind that foot coming down a bit, but it's a really good balance exercise as well. So don't collapse, keep good control. If they are collapsing, it's a sure sign that there's weak glute muscles. They need work. That's something you may have to work on. The second exercise is a walking lunge exercise. Now we've done the basic lunge, now we do the walking lunge. So the walking lunge we would do where the athlete would again watch the angles, but now we're swapping through and you're working through right and left. Don't drop in too far forward. Make sure your back leg is dropped into the ground. Look at your front knee. It shouldn't be anywhere near your toes. And you would do about 5 one way, swap, come back and do 5 the other way. Now what's really important is, again, if I do it front on, that the angles and the symmetry is good, that you're not collapsing. Again, if you're collapsing, your technique is poor. As coaches and players, you've got to work very hard on that. In football, rugby, any of those sports, netball, there's a lot of this kind of motion. A lot of injury comes out of that movement, so really important to get that right. The next exercise we'll go on to is an advanced bridging exercise. Now, we've done the bridge with 2 legs on the ball. Now we will do the bridge with 1 leg. And you'll push up, hold, and come back down. Push up, hold, and come back down. Keep nice and straight through your pelvis, hold, and come back down. This exercise you'll repeat at least 5 times on each side. More advanced, if you don't have a ball, you can do the exercise without the ball. And that's just done on the ground, working up and holding. It is an easier version to do, okay? Your leg doesn't have to come too high up, nice and parallel, hold, come back down, up and hold, and come back down. The last exercise is one you've already done, which is the side plank. This time you just hold it a bit longer. And again, you come up, hold, slow count for 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep nice and straight. Nicely elevated, don't sag, get your hip off the ground. You want to strengthen these side muscles, keep stable, activate your glutes, hold that for 15 seconds, and you repeat that 3 times on both sides. Once again, these strength exercises are really important in stabilizing and strengthening muscles to prevent injury.